welcome everybody to the Chicago Clubhouse podcast, where we think we know everything, but we don't really know shit. I mean, we know more about shit than some other people, but we don't really know shit. And we're still in the down days, the dog days of what we call it. Train OTAs. I mean, nobody cares how beautiful Caleb Williams can throw the football in a pair of shorts. I don't care. Can't wait. It's getting extremely exciting because we're getting that much closer. And hey, I mean, we're going to break down a few things. We could talk a little Hawk talk today because this is the month where the Blackhawks will be drafting. Believe it's the 28th, 29th they're drafting, number 2 overall, probably taking that Russian kid. Hopefully it pans out because you never know when it comes down to the Russians right now. Other than that, hey, we'll talk a little Sky basketball because, our hometown hero, everybody here loves her, Angel Reese. She's been going a little off on social media lately, ignoring some reporters and everything, getting fined, because of a loss. It's just like, come on, here we go. But hey, there's a good amount to still talk about even in the dog days. Hey, the White Sox Sosa got called up and he just hit a home run, so that's good. Other than that, they suck. If I'm not mistaken, the Cubs, they really suck right now. Man, we ain't got shit right now. Man, it's some rough times right now, man. Rough times. But let's hit it. Let's get started. Hit it for me, Crook. Hit it.
You are now rocking with the Chicago Clubhouse podcast, where they think they know everything, but honestly, they don't know shit.
These summer league games and they tell you about these new up and coming coaches.
I think we should get rid of every motherfucking owner in Chicago.
Enzo and Caruso, both when they are on the court, are like your defensive generals.
But they need to get that strong safety who's not scared to hit somebody.
They really don't know shit.
We know a few things. We're all right. All right. Again, welcome, guys. Hopefully we're gonna have a good show today. I don't expect it to be too long of a show since we, like how we said, we are still in the dog days right now. So let's get it started. Let's bring in our first guest. First to start off, Foul's running a little bit late. That's why you're seeing my ugly mug on the screen to start off with. But let's start it off with the stat man who knows every stat. 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. And Crooked just brings him in when I'm still talking, still trying to introduce him, and he still just brings him in. Welcome, JB.
Hey, what's up, Frank?
How you doing, man?
Hey, it's beautiful, man. Beautiful day. It was like 90 degrees almost. I don't know what's going on, but it's cool.
Hey,
it's cool.
Better than the crap weather we've been seeing these last few weeks. It's nice that we're finally getting those nice days. Other than I don't know how it's out by you guys, but cicada season by me is ridiculous. I can't walk to my car without getting dive bombed in the face by a cicada. It's absolutely insane.
You know what? I don't think cicadas come to the city too much.
I wouldn't think so.
Yeah.
Lucky.
But, just to start off, man, I just want to say, like, real talk, moment of silence. Larry Allen passed away unexpectedly at 52 years of age. Like, that's not old at all. Didn't know he had any health problems. Growing up, just one of my favorite linemen to watch ever in history.
He was a beast, man.
Just a beast of a man, a mauler. So shout out to the Allen family and to the Cowboys.
I'm sure Emmitt Smith's taking that bad because, man, That guy made Emmitt Smith. I mean, not saying Emmitt Smith wasn't anything, but that guy opened up some holes for Emmitt Smith. He was one of those phenomenal linemen who made Emmitt Smith's job a lot easier than most running backs.
Correct. And I'll just say this to that. I wished we had a Larry Allen.
Oh, yeah, right?
Like,
no lying about that.
Wow, I wish we had a Larry Allen. Like, I really do. But, it's one of those things, right? We just sit in retrospect like some of our heroes just, time is not promised. So we just going to literally, take each day and live it to the fullest.
Absolutely.
That's it.
All right, so it's gonna be you and me for a little bit until Foul can get on.
Let's get it.
So we'll start it off. Let's break it down, some OTAs. I said in the beginning, I don't care. I just want everyone healthy. Caleb Williams, other than that one practice where everybody freaked out because he threw I think it was 5 interceptions on 6 passes when he was throwing the grocery baggers and none of his actual receivers, and we had a fully healthy defense in there. People aren't going to sleep on this defense, and I just thought of it. I really wish I would have put it on. Keenan Allen did a video this morning. He did an interview this morning talking about the defense, and he was just like, anybody who doesn't think this defense is in the top 5, they're going to be sadly mistaken. And I'll say one other thing. Man, they are some cocky freaking football players out there, but they've earned that right because they look so good out there.
And I'm not even mad at it.
I think he was talking more the secondary more than anything.
I want my defense cocky. I want them fast. I want them, I want them hungry. I want them to hunt. I don't see anything wrong with it.
No, it doesn't bother me at all. As long as they do that in the regular season, I'm happy.
Now, what I will say is this, though.
I just want everyone healthy coming out of OTAs and going through training camp. Can't take any of those injuries, man.
Which is fine, but I just need for Eberflus to, really, really keep his finger on the pulse of the team.
Yes.
Don't overcoach. Don't undercoach. Try not to micromanage. They got something good going on. Let them eat.
And I know you weren't a fan of Eberflus. We know that, but I still will say, he hasn't really proved that much to me either, but it was more of the fact that he did, in my opinion, keep the locker room together in a real up and down type season that we had last year. And people are still happy that he's back and still joining us. So,
and you know what? I'm cool with that, right? But at the same time, I guess the problem that I'm having is he still was 3-14.
100%.
Still, 7. He still got some proven as a coach.
He does not have the strongest track record right now. He does not.
And he's got to get it together. And again, I'm not too worried about him moving forward because I don't think he's going to be the coach, moving forward any other way. But, time will tell with that one.
This is his season. I'm not saying it's a Super Bowl or bust, but I'm at that point where I know T's always kept saying playoffs. But
speaking of T, what is he on a veteran day off or something like that?
I think he said he's in Missouri or something like that. They got that Aldi's freaking Wi-Fi, so he didn't really want to go in and out or something like that. I think that's what he said. I made up the Aldi's Wi-Fi, but he did say he's out of town for work right now.
Well, it'd be nice to have him pop in and hear that playoffs. Look,
right there. You can pop in right on there. The playoffs.
What, bro? What are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
There's T right there. Whenever somebody says we don't expect them to make the playoffs this year.
I'm sticking with my guns. I don't see anywhere more than 8 or 9 wins. I'm sticking with it. Oh, and he's in Cincinnati.
Okay, same thing. Aldi's
2013 Washington team was 3-13 with all those coaches. Yeah, Keith, but you forgetting one.
Me and Keith were talking about that earlier. Doesn't mean they all gel together. I don't think Belichick really had a good record either.
But wait, 2013. Is that when RG3 got hurt?
Yes, that was the year RG3 missed, I think.
Yeah, that has a lot to do with it because the year before, I want to say they went 10-6 and went to the playoffs.
And that was Kirk Cousins early in his career, I think. Wasn't it?
Well, it would have been
RG3
in his second year because when RG3 got hurt, remember they drafted Kirk Cousins in the same year that they drafted RG3.
Yes.
Kirk Cousins, I want to say, was a 5th round. RG3, of course, was a 1st round. But all those coaches, all that's proven is that Shanahan coaching tree is lethal. I haven't seen anybody on there that really hasn't done anything in the league. Unfortunately, like we say, injuries happen. We don't know what RG3 could have been. We do know that Shanahan should not have played him.
Yes, I agree.
In that campaign, so that's to me.
And if I'm not mistaken, that was Shanahan's decision. RG3 was saying he was not ready.
I want to say that was a playoff game against Seattle.
Yes, it was the first playoff game.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a wild card game, but that's still a playoff game. That doesn't matter.
And that's again, retrospect. Hindsight is 20/20. But I'm not going to hold that against that staff because look at what they've done individually and when they became coaches on their own. I need to see something, Matt. Hey, one thing I will say: keep the beard, keep the scruff, whatever going on. When you clean shaven and look like a politician, man, I can't rock with you.
I agree with that. You don't. Yeah, he did not look. He looked like he was a rookie coach. That's pretty much, and he coached like he was a rookie coach. I like him with his little scruffy beard.
That's my brother, one of my little brothers. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Yep, happy birthday to JB. Hit up that chat, hit up that like button for JB's birthday.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Appreciate it.
And head over to YouTube for JB's birthday.
Yeah, head over to YouTube.
Head over to YouTube for JB's birthday. Look at literally our network guy Terrence is on Facebook.
Right.
T, really?
Right. What's this about, T? What's really going on Facebook?
Like, come on.
I've got
Do they
words.
have Facebook in Cincinnati?
Hey, I've got words for him backstage. But
right, so, other than that, dude, what's your take on OTAs? How you feeling? I mean, I know it's OTAs. No one really cares, but
we don't. But at the same time, like we stated for the last 2 weeks, Caleb had a really good rookie camp. Then he had a bad day when the thank you, Lorenzo, appreciate love. When the vets came in, and this is what I want. Now, I will say this. Thank you, Scott. I appreciate you, brother. Yeah, Gemini, yeah, we I will say this. I want him to make his mistakes now. I do not want him out like he owns the team and owns the league right now, because then I think I wouldn't think that was true. I would think that was like smoke and mirrors. Now, I will say this.
No one's salty, Fultz. No one's salty.
And I am going on record and saying this. You guys can hate me later. I am not happy the Bears are on Hard Knocks.
I'm right there with you, dude. I do not want the distraction.
I do
not want the distraction. I won't watch it. I've never watched Hard Knocks. I'm not paying to watch a second practice when I can get something for free. I really don't care.
Well, not just that, but I just think when the cameras are rolling, we're not going to get a true depiction of what's going on. When we physically go down there, that's a little bit more, because whenever the cameras and the media are around, they're not going to show. They're not going to tip, because you never know what guy's got the little press tag in his hat is really working for the Packers or something. You never know. But to me, that is just a distraction. And again, I have watched Hard Knocks a couple of episodes here in the past. One of the funniest, not funny because that's somebody's career, but you watch it and you're like, oh, that guy's terrible. The next thing you see, hey, coach want to talk to you.
Yeah.
Bring the playbook.
That's sad. Those suck. Those days suck, man.
That's sad. But, I think, in my opinion, if we call Caleb Williams Hollywood now, what is Hard Knocks going to do to him?
Oh, my God, right? That's what I don't get. Like, I mean, we're complaining that we're worried that he's going to come in here with the Hollywood mentality. Now we're giving him the Hollywood mentality when it comes down to Hard Knocks. You might as well call it a Hard Hollywood. Let's call it Hard Hollywood. Pain and nails, Hard Hollywood.
Hard Hollywood, right? I mean, let me backtrack because I was just watching something, and I know we had a slight conversation about something that one of the guys down the dial said from another network. But the few clips I have seen, and be honest with me, because maybe my eye is biased.
Absolutely, we're always honest on here.
Does he not kind of throw the ball the same way Justin Fields does?
I see a little bit more of a lower motion, and he is a little quicker. I'm going to give him that, a little quicker, but I don't see
he's here and here.
Yeah, I don't see a substantial difference where everyone like if you, like I keep seeing people posting stuff of Justin Fields rookie year and then Caleb Williams now. I was like, well, yeah, he had that issue his rookie year. He didn't and I know we're going back to Justin Fields again, but he didn't have an issue with his throwing motion last year.
No, he had it his rookie year going into his second year because it was kind of Byron Leftwich-esque, a longer windup. But then it got like last year, it was pretty compact. It was
very quick and out. I mean, Caleb kind of puts his in a little bit more of a motion where he gets it out a little bit quicker. I'm not gonna deny that, but it's not a substantial amount difference where I'm just like, oh my God. Like, I mean, it doesn't faze me. Like, Justin Fields I got a freaking fly following me right now. Justin Fields' biggest issue was having somebody in his freaking face right from the get-go. That was his biggest issue. Right. And then the downfall is I do think we got better on the offensive line because, some of those younger linemen are getting an extra year of eligibility. So hopefully they're learning a little bit more. And I know you're not a big fan of them, but the center that we did get, I still think is way better than what we had. I'm not saying I'm not saying he's an elite center or anything like that, but it's still better than what we had.
He definitely is better than
bear down, Debbie.
Okay, look, we can speak truth on here. Nobody's gonna stop us. Lucas Patrick was just hot sewer water, man. Like he was dumpster juice, man. He was
a very good locker room guy, from what I heard. Like he was a good leader and a very good locker room guy. But man, he was soft. I'm not giving him the Anthony Davis of basketball because Anthony Davis was still a very good player when he's healthy. But
I don't remember Lucas Patrick ever being good for us at all.
No,
like not one game. And then.
Patrick bad. Daniel, you sound like Gronk right there. Patrick bad.
But yeah, so I just feel personally like I don't think Caleb and part of the reason why I say, 8 or 9 games is not because of the lack of talent, but that left tackle and that center, I'm still not I'm not 100%.
You're not wrong. I still think it's better because Our left is still Davis right now, right? Did we still have Davis?
Well, no. Remember, our left tackle is Braxton Jones.
Oh, tackle. Sorry, I'm thinking guard.
So remember, we were saying that we witnessed Tevin Jenkins and Darnell Wright having success,
very good
in the pass game and the run game when he was on the right side when Nate Davis got hurt. The question is, will Eberflus come down and tell our O-line coach, we need to put Nate Davis on the left side and let that Jenkins. Well, here's the thing. You have Bates, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bates is normally a guard / center.
Both of our guys we got were guard / center.
So. But the guy from the Rams played a little bit more center.
Yeah.
I can see Bates swinging it left guard, center, right guard, especially with Nate Davis and or Tevin Jenkins having injuries. The problem is this, and I haven't heard much. How is Kyron Amejidi doing? Remember him? That's the guy we drafted out of Yale, I believe.
I have not heard anything about him.
I have heard zero.
Yeah, that's a very good question. He is one big boy, and I was hoping to hear a little bit more from him. The only time I ever saw something was on a little YouTube skit where
Cricket said he's heard. Cricket, tell us about that because I may have missed that. Keith, same thing. Wait, matter of fact, Keith, jump on if you can, Keith.
Yo, so real quick, in the draft, he was drafted. He blew out his quad or some shit like that last year.
The Yale guy? Yale guy?
No, not during the season. So he didn't finish the season because of the injury. So going into the draft, he was injured. So that's was
probably why
going into
that's
it.
probably why he slipped back so far then.
He's projected to miss all of OTAs and camp and stuff like that. He may not be ready until like the beginning of the season type of shit. So that's why it's a little bit like to pick him. Like, damn, you could have picked another offensive lineman that was healthy.
That's that Chris Williams bull. When we drafted Chris Williams, hurt. Gabe Karimi, hurt.
Kevin Jenkins, hurt. Kevin Jenkins, hurt.
Wasn't Colombo the same way? Mark
was hurt. Yeah, Colombo was hurt.
Well, full transparency, we did end up giving up on Colombo a little too quick because he did go down to Dallas.
He had a good career. He had a very good career.
Karimi went to Atlanta and just disappeared like he's at a strip club or something. I don't know.
Damn, I did not know that about him though. Coming into the draft hurt. I was not aware of
that. Because that was like he was hidden, and then when we saw the highlights, I'm like, wait a minute, this dude is a mauler.
Yeah.
And he had good feet. I'm like,
for a big guy, he had great footwork too. So I mean, maybe he might be the future, and Braxton Jones got one more year to prove himself. Then honestly, he's got half the year to prove himself. We'll see this guy get healthy, but. All right, I was not aware of him getting hurt. All right, well, that one we don't know shit. You know what? We don't know shit. My fault. I did not know that.
No,
that's part of the logo.
You know what?
The motto.
It is part of the monologue. But the thing about that is, and I thank you, Keith, for finding information out. That wasn't mainstream news. That wasn't mainstream news.
No, you would think in the draft, like when they brought, I didn't hear, like when we drafted him, you would think he's like, I know he just had surgery. You know, he did this, he did. Usually you hear that stuff. I don't remember ever hearing
that. You know that they didn't know nothing about him.
Yeah.
The Bears probably did their research, but in a quad for a bigger guy, that's where his power and his, comes from. That's quads, backs, man.
They do say he's got a phenomenal work ethic, though, so hopefully he can build his way back from that quad. Hopefully.
He's a hometown kid.
Absolutely.
I'm just
and I know it's OTAs, but that punter is punting 70-plus yards punts with ease.
Well, he's going to be the diamond in the rough because he's going to flip the field.
Yes.
He's going to put up,
especially with our defense looking good and staying healthy, man. He's going to be putting people inside that 10-yard line on ease.
He's definitely going to help us defensively.
Yes.
But the thing now, to go back to Kyron, I'm sorry. How far back is that timetable? Because now, if you're on borrowed time with Braxton Jones right now, waiting for this kid to get healthy, and he doesn't have any offseason, that means when he finally plays, he's got to learn the NFL game as well. So now that puts me in a thought process of you have to move Nate Davis to the left now.
Agreed.
Just to help Braxton, like you kind of have to. Caleb Williams, I don't want this kid hurt, man. I don't. He's the future of our franchise.
When you're talking about your blind side too, man.
And we already know he holds on to the ball, a little too long. He's got a fumbling problem. He's got a taking sack problem. And now we're talking about the possible heir apparent to Braxton Jones is not healthy.
Yeah.
That I'm not happy right now.
Yeah, maybe we're still. Because I'm still expecting a pass rusher to come out on cut days. Somebody who needs to shed contracts.
Well,
you might see a very good veteran tackle come out of there as well.
So we might have to just to bolster, but that takes away a position of that. If we have to add another lineman, that takes away a position of somebody else. The scarcity of positions that we have right now is linebacker. We'll have a lot of linebackers. We got 6 receivers now, 3 tight ends, which will a fullback.
Hopefully that will.
We're pretty okay, and remember in our secondary we have our starters, but then we have a backup. What is his name? It's Jalen Johnson, Tyree Stevenson, Kyler Gordon at the nickel. Then we have Kevin Byard and Jaquan Brisker. But then we got Simone Biles' husband, who plays one of the safeties.
They drafted,
and then we had somebody else from last year, Smith. We got Smith. So it's like we that's 7 DBs, you know.
But I agree with you. Linebackers, man,
we're scarce.
You don't have a lot of depth at that line. I mean, and I'll knock on wood on that one because last year our linebackers, for the most part, were pretty healthy the whole year.
I think Edmonds had a little bump
type things, but
I thought Edmonds had a little bump, right?
Yeah, he had like 2 games where Sanborn was able to fill into that role at least, and then I'm not going to say I was a fan of it, but I'll be a fan of any way to keep Kyler Gordon on the field way more than what he should be. Like, I mean, that Kyler Gordon should be out there at same type times as a cornerback. Like, and that's why I always would have loved him to be on the outside because nickel last year, he was out there, 55% of the time. That was it. And I'm not a fan of that for somebody like him.
But here's the thing, running that nickel, that high school, they used to call it 4-2-5 back in the day. When you run that, though, now you're making your linebackers, instead of having them in thirds, now they're in halves.
Yes.
Luckily, we got the 2 guys that can do it. But you know what?
I always said Sewell, I would have minded to see him at a linebacker role.
Well, he is, but he's got to come. He's got to show me something.
He's got to do something this year. He didn't really.
He's not getting the tick. He's not getting the tick. First of all, to pick him how they picked him, and to have Sanborn, I don't think they thought Sanborn was gonna.
I don't think so either. Yeah, I mean, usually you don't for an undrafted type. Like, I know everyone's saying Sanborn, whatever. I mean, I was like, Sanborn is the perfect example of like a Hunter Hillenmeyer out of that phenomenal Urlacher Briggs role, where Hunter Hillenmeyer still was a piece in that role. Sanborn is a very damn good linebacker.
My point is this: you played linebacker at the University of Wisconsin in the Big Ten. 2 things I know you can do. You can damn show hit, and you can damn show tackle.
And hit in cold weather.
Sanborn is all right with me. I'm not saying he's the next Lawrence Taylor, but to have him as a gap guy or a reserve, keep him.
And he's a very good special teams guy too. Like, he is.
Sewell, I think Sewell has to kind of.
Keith makes a good point. He just put on the chat too. Sewell was on and off with injuries. He got hurt a lot in practices. Like, so hopefully that doesn't have something to do with work ethic when it comes down to that, because you shouldn't be getting hurt these little tic-tac.
But I don't put a lot of credence in that, man, because here's my thing with that.
No introduction or anything. We just bring in Foul too. Damn it.
Oh, Foul just jumped in. Hey. But here's my thing.
Welcome, Foul. Welcome.
Injuries or not, he played in 13 games. And if you remember, was it that Detroit game? Or Minnesota? One of the games, remember, he had a forced fumble. Like, that's the only thing he did. He got like 1 forced fumble, period. But he appeared in like 13 games, probably special teams, whatever. But 6'2", 250. I'm gonna need him to come in, man. I'm gonna need him to try to get some of that edge rusher on the other side. I'm gonna need him to be a big piece this year, just in case, a Khalil Mack doesn't get cut, or somebody. I don't want Ngakoue back. I'll fall on that sword. I don't.
I mean, I understand that you don't, but I mean, I'm not gonna get mad if it's another 1-year type deal. I mean, it's not gonna phase me, and I agree with what you're saying. Is like you're taking away a spot, but I mean, we're talking about depth right now. I mean, we didn't get too much in the way of depth. We lost Foul already. We didn't get too much in the way. We didn't get that much in depth when it comes down to this. We still got some money.
Put what Keith said, Kamish, put what Keith said real quick. I like Dexter, and I think Dexter has got that strong finish this season. He's got that Tommy Harris-esque play. Keith Randolph, though, I haven't seen enough.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, Camp Kudos is not what I'm looking for. Val, what's good?
Oh, yeah, now I can hear you guys. I'm on my way home, so.
How you be, brother?
I'm good. Happy birthday, boy.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow for Cam's game if you can get out.
Okay, yeah, just send me over the information.
For sure.
Yeah, I'll be there. I ain't got shit to do. So what are we talking about? What's going on?
We're still in bear talk right now, kind of breaking down OTAs, looking at what we're plugging and filling in certain spots and everything. Like talking about linebacker, like who's bringing up like our defensive end situation. We still need somebody opposite side Sweat, and I think we're just waiting for somebody to get cut. That's my opinion. Somebody's going to shed a salary and get cut. And
Oh yeah, I don't think that they're going to go into the season with what they have right now. So definitely somebody's going to get cut, and they're going to sign somebody. They still got some money left, so hopefully it be somebody of note.
And that's what we were talking about, somebody of note, whoever comes available, because, like, obviously we keep speaking about Khalil Mack, but who knows if he'll actually
he's not going to get cut. Yeah, I mean, they worked his contract out, and I'm pretty sure they pretty much worked the contracts out.
It'll be somebody like second, third tier that we might just have to catch lightning in the bottle. Cool, right? But like Foul, like we were talking about, I wanted to see a little something from Noah Sewell to see if he can become our edge rusher and just help out and kind of platoon how, like, remember when the Giants, when they won the Super Bowl, they had that NASCAR package where they were platooning with Strahan and all them boys. Chris Canty was on that team. Jason Pierre-Paul. Like, I wanted to see something like that because I do like Billings and I like Dexter as our one technique and our three technique. Then you got Zach Pickens coming in to, probably more so at the one, but could give us something at the three.
Nobody bashes the Bears on here, Shamu.
Well, you know what? That's one of my bros. He's a Steelers fan, but he knows football. One of the great linemen from Morgan Park.
Hey, I have a few friends who are Steelers fans too, and the first thing they say to me is "Thank you for Justin." Hate to say it, but they're grateful.
He might say it. He might say it. Hey, Chris, Moo might say it in a minute.
Yeah, he might. I mean, for a 6th
Yeah,
round,
I know, right? I know in a heartbeat. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Noah Sewell and see what he's got. We didn't get a chance to see too much of him last year, so let's see what the kid got. I know a lot of people were talking about Dexter, and I know there were a lot of analysts out there that wanted to see us make a move for someone as far as at the DT position, like either draft someone or, spend some big bucks and try to get us that 3 technique. I think that would have been a bad move to make. I mean, you think about it. You spent, a 2nd round pick on this guy? You got to at least see what he can do, before you go spending all that money on a guy,
he finished strong,
on a 13. And he finished strong, yeah. I mean, like,
the season.
Any other time you guys will be sitting up there, oh, we got this person. Let's see what they got. Give them another year. So why can't we give this guy another year and see what it is that he got? It's not like he looked lost. No, he actually finished pretty strong last year.
He got playing time.
He got playing time, but Val, here's the thing where I was wondering, because, when we watched the game together, we be like really dialed in. Do you feel that he was stronger in the run game, or he actually took some pressure off of Sweat, allowing Sweat to do what he did?
I think it was both.
I think he did a little of both, right?
Yeah.
Which means he can play.
Yeah. Well, I mean, one thing that we do know is that when he was in high school, he was rated a 5-star prospect when he was in high school.
Correct.
And also when he was over there in Florida, he was not allowed to play that type of way. Oh my God, these people about to get hit. Lord have mercy. Somebody about to die. Anyway, because they just walking their gingerly asses across the street when the light is green. Anyway, he was playing at Florida, and over there at Florida, he wasn't allowed to literally get off on the ball. It was more of a read and react type defense, and that's what they had him doing. So now when he's with the Bears, that was what the whole talk was about, his get off. Like, man, does he have a quick get off? Will he be able to sit up there and adapt to that? And as the season went on, we saw that he got better at it, and to the tune of 4 sacks and a lot of pressures. And we also talking about a guy that didn't start games.
No,
never. He didn't start one game.
He didn't start.
Exactly.
But he damn sure finished.
Yeah.
We had Christian Jones starting for us, and that was just an absolute awful.
Well, no, I wish we had Chris Jones. We had Justin Jones.
Sorry, yeah, Chris Jones. I would love
we had
Chris Jones actually. But I mean, even since we're talking Dexter too, I mean, oh God, I had his name in my head and I totally forgot. Who else was Pickens? Like, I mean,
Pickens is a run stuffer. I'm not
Pickens he didn't get that much playing time last year either. So I mean, he's another one that I want to see out there a little bit more.
Here's my thing, right? And I'm not trying to be funny. The man is 6'6", 6'5", whatever, 310 plus pounds, right? He can give us something in that middle. He can be that Tank Johnson, that Tommy Harris type player for us. When you have those dominant edge rushers, is he Ted Washington to Keith Traylor?
No.
Not expect him to be that. He's more agile. He's swift, right? I need for him. I'm just gonna say it. I need for him to be Aaron Donald-like. And nobody's going to be Aaron Donald. We know that. But Aaron Donald, Chris Jones, what's our guy from Detroit that we used to can't stand?
Sue.
We need that type of dominance because he's bigger.
Yeah. We need that.
Yeah, he's about 6'5", 6'6".
Right, he's bigger.
He needs to put on a little bit more muscle and a little bit more beef, but
well, they actually said he's going to slim down and he's going to put on more muscle.
Yeah. I would say a little bit more muscle, but he over 300. I remember.
Yeah, he was. Last time I checked, last year they listed him at 6'6", 313.
See, I'm about to say I knew he was over 310 because I remember the combine he was like 30 something, and they gonna put some muscle on you. That's they damn sure gonna put some muscle on you.
Well, they said this year that he's going to slim down and he's actually has more muscle now.
But okay, even better because if we look at, and again, I like that comment, a poor version of them, right? But if you've got that type of talent, go on and let him run. Go on and let him start at that 3. I'm not saying that Andrew Billings was bad. I'm not saying that. But what's the point, to your point, Fal? What's the point of drafting this kid with the second round and then drafting Pickens, in the 4th?
No, I think they got the pick. They got Pickens in the 3rd.
Even better. You got basically
Pickens
you got
right
your
after Dexter. It was Dexter Pickens.
Dexter Pickens. You got your 2 starting tackles that you just drafted last year. You can't give up on them right now. You cannot.
I don't see them giving up on him, but you're not giving up on Billings either, though. Billings played very.
No. Billings is going to play the other DT position. You know what I'm saying? While one plays the 3 tech man.
There you go. He's going to start. Billings going to start at the 1 tech.
Yeah.
Agreed. And are you saying like Dexter and Pickens kind of swapping out at that 3 tech?
I mean, you can't have it like that. I mean, basically Pickens can be the guy that's going to be the rotational guy at both positions if you want it that way. I mean, I prefer to have it that way. I like
it that way.
Zach Pickens, and he's gone and shown that he can actually sit up there. He has a little burst to him as well. So I would like to see him get some shots too to get a chance to play some of that 3 technique as well. Because like I said, he was actually a high rated guy coming out of high school as well. So I mean, you got 2 guys that you invested high picks in.
Yeah. South Carolina, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He went to South Carolina, but he was a high rated, I think 4 or 5 star coming out of high school as well. So these are guys that you spent 2nd and 3rd round picks on these guys. I know going into last year, the Bears had some severe they had roster spots that they were missing as far as with the DT position, and they addressed that in the draft with those 2 selections right there. I know a lot of people wanted the Bears to spend a lot of money on the DT position, but now that's the thing. When you start spending one thing that Chicago Bears fans always talk about, we don't spend enough money on offense. If you constantly keep spending money on on defense, you're never going to spend the money on offense.
Agreed.
You just think about it. You're going to sign. What you going to sign? You're going to sign Tremaine Edmonds. You sign Edwards. You're going to sign Montez Sweat. Jalen Johnson just got a contract. Then you would have came in and signed another DT, a big high-priced DT.
And you went and got Kevin Byard.
I mean, like, where's the money on the offensive side?
Well, I mean, our offense is young too. Let's not forget that. But I mean, DJ Moore is going to be getting paid soon. DJ Moore needs the.
DJ is.
But he's the only. But DJ Moore right now and Swift are the only two guys on offense. Well, and Keenan Allen, but
Keenan Allen's on his
I feel like Keenan is
but the thing is this: would you been able, if you signed it a DT, one of these big name DTs, if you would have signed them for a lot of money, would you been able to get a Swift? Would you been able to sit up there and trade and be able to absorb that Keenan Allen contract?
Well,
hey, I want to answer this question. This is my neighbor too, Dave.
Hey, Dave.
Defense wins championships. Do we still feel that way, guys?
Oh, defense still does win championships.
I'm not saying that they're not a huge part of it. I'm not saying that whatsoever. But back in the early 2000s and everything like that, we felt a little bit more comfortable saying defense wins championships.
I mean, did we not just see that? Did we just not see that in the Super Bowl this year? I mean, let's not act like the Super Bowl that we just saw like that was an offensive shootout. That wasn't.
Yeah, but neither of those. San Francisco had a way better defense on paper than the Chiefs did.
No, but the Chiefs defense had been playing good. They were one of the top defenses the whole year.
Yeah, they were.
They didn't have the stars that the San Francisco 49ers had, but statistic-wise, they were one of the best defenses in the NFL. Hell, actually, their defense was better than their offense.
Their defense was damn sure better.
I'm pretty sure they did finish top 5 in
Mahomes had a down year this year.
So.
Yeah.
But I mean, you still had Patrick Mahomes on the other side of that friggin' ball too. So,
which is why they don't pay wide receivers.
I mean, they just get some people from the Bills.
But here's where I'm going with that because I agree with you 1,000%. When are we going to spend some money on offense? Now, I think we still got like a little over 20 million left.
Yeah, but our draft picks still haven't signed. Caleb,
signed 2, I thought.
Caleb and haven't signed yet.
Right. 2. We only haven't signed 2.
Yeah.
Right. But my thing going into that was this, because if I'm not mistaken, DJ Moore is already on his second contract.
Yes, but I think he's still got 2 more years left in his contract.
Right, which would take him to 29 because he's 27.
Mm-hmm.
Keenan Allen, I think Keenan Allen is a rental right now. If he does well, I think he'll get like a 1-year deal, maybe an extension. But you're wanting Rome to take over that number 2 position.
That's what your goal is. That's why you drafted him.
That's got to be the goal. That's got to be the goal, right? Keenan is to teach Rome.
Yeah.
Got to. But with Swift, his 8, he doesn't make a lot of money. I want to see, what type of money they're going to put back into this offensive line. Because pretty soon, aren't we going to have to pay Tevin Jenkins in a year? 2nd-round pick.
Yeah, but injury prone his entire career, man.
Yeah, man. But when he plays,
he's dominant. He's one of the best guards in football. And I'm going to say this now, and this is where I was not, and I don't know if this was Eberflus or if this was Luke Dick Getsy or whatever the hell that we want to call him now. You have an injury-prone guard, a back injury-prone guard. You do not switch him to different positions. You never do that for somebody who has back issues. He needs to stay right guard next to right the rest of his freaking career, I would say. I wouldn't maybe say
we're all in agreement with that.
He's got to stay there.
Val, I know we talked when we watched the game that one day, we were like, look at what's going on the right side with Wright and Jenkins. It was easy money.
The funniest thing about that you say that with the right side and how phenomenal it looked, and I'm not even talking on paper. I'm talking about when you ran plays to that right side. You still ran over 67% of your run plays to the left side when you had Wright and Jenkins. And it's just like, whoa, I argue with people about this all the time. They'd be like, well, you want to throw people off guard. And I'm just like, I don't give a shit about throwing people off guard. You prove that they can stop you going to that side before you try to throw people off guard.
That's what I want to do more than anything. I want to win.
Yeah, it's all about
the win rate to that right side while Nate Davis was hurt. I'm talking about the screen was working. The passes on
those screens.
Oh my God,
it It was tough to deal with it. If you were the defensive team, it was very tough to deal with Wright and Jenkins over there.
Yes.
And the problem that the Bears are going to have is what happens if Jenkins plays this whole season completely healthy and have a Pro Bowl, All-Pro season? Now you're talking about contract.
Well, like I said, he's next year.
Yeah, I mean, you would want to work him out and get that deal done before.
I mean, he's in his fourth year now, right?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. He's next year.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna want to lock him up.
Yeah, and we all know, and I don't want to be that guy, but he's a little bit of got that little soft spot when they tried moving him from tackle to guard, and supposedly was the pouting person in the room. You don't want that when it comes down to contract negotiation.
But I think, now, allow me to speak for him without actually knowing. I think that was more based upon what he did in college. He never played guard. He only played left tackle, right tackle.
Yeah, never played guard.
He never played guard. So that was learning a new position. And if you know the money game in football, guards never get paid as much as tackles. Never.
No, but they get a nice little amount. If you're good, you're going to get a nice little amount.
Oh, he going to get his check.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, for him to transition from right tackle really to left guard, because you know what that was about, Cody Whitehair moving, which I'm a Cody Whitehair supporter. Cody's best year was behind this.
Yeah.
I mean, was behind him. He just didn't have it anymore. He just didn't. And it happens to the best of us, right? But for Tevin Jenkins, again, and I'm giving my air quotes, healthy Tevin Jenkins is a top 5 guard regardless of the position in the league, right or left.
Yeah.
He's proven it.
All right, talking about that, hey, before we even go to that, how about we pay a little bit of bills before we get into a little bit of quarterback talk? Because
are we going to pay some bills already?
Yeah, we're going to pay some bills because then we're going to get into a little bit of a CJ Stroud coming up with his top 5 quarterback list. I want everyone's take on this and bring up your guys' quarterback list because I want to know. All right, let's hit it.
Okay.
Adios, adios. Yeah, yeah. 1 month, 2 month, 3. It don't quench your lemons. Quench your lemons. Come they move like a disco. One nick in my lolata. Happy boss, happy actor. So they fucking me ball under. Oh yeah, come take a picture. Right, young fire. Oh yeah, follow my instruction. Can't they smoke cannabis? Doctor say make a pop.
Oh, well, we cut that off. I was feeling that. Yes, Bullets. We like Hugh. We was having a good time at Hugh. Yes.
Let's break it down. Crook, you want to bring up that thing that I downloaded for me, please? I want everyone's take on this one.
I agree, Scott. It does. It does have to be incentive laden. But guess what? When the kid plays, he's a problem. Maybe we get some better. Maybe we get some better. What do you call it? Our medical staff.
I think that's all across the board in Chicago. We always suck with medical staffs in every sport we have. All right. Hey. So I want everyone's take on this one because, I mean, I'm going to break it down a little bit on this one. I love CJ Stroud's confidence. You want to have a quarterback who is as confident he is, but I'm not putting him in my top 3 right now. Going into your sophomore year, you had a great rookie season, dude, no question. But there's a lot of quarterbacks who go into their sophomore year and shit the bed. Not saying you will, because they just went out and got you another freaking elite receiver. So they're doing everything right by you right now. But I don't know if I'm putting him in my top 3 right now. What's your guys' take on this? Dak Prescott, get the fuck off of there. Just get the fuck off of there. You're not a top 5 quarterback. Sorry. All right, go ahead, JB. What do you got first?
You know what? 1 and 2, I have no problem with. CJ, I love your confidence. I am a CJ Stroud fan and supporter. I can't put you 3rd, man. I got to put that man from Buffalo 3rd. I got to put Josh Allen 3rd, man.
As much as he lost his number 1 and doesn't got that much, he's still Josh Allen, man.
He's still Josh Allen, right?
I'm not taking him out.
And he's big Brett Favre. Yeah. I still got to give him his credit. Jalen Hurts. I'm first of all, I'm taking Dak out that 4 spot. I have to put Joe Burrow in there. Like people forget Joe Burrow was a freaking dog.
I mean, I don't know if he's saying this based on last season on here. Like,
well, it says based on last season.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know if he's meaning like only people who played last season. And I understand Burrow not being under there. I even understand a certain person that nobody freaking likes in this city, and Aaron Rodgers on there as well. I know Aaron Rodgers is old as shit, but he's still a talented quarterback with a lot of weapons around him.
So watch this. Based on last season, one could say Jordan Love had a better season than CJ Stroud did.
You're not wrong. Yeah, you're not wrong on that one.
They both threw for over 4,000 yards, but one of them threw for 32 touchdowns.
And I know, myself included, I think he was pretty much in a very good system with a very good coach. But I feel the same way about CJ Stroud, too, when they went out and got him an offensive coordinator who built a system around the talent that he had in college. It worked.
It definitely worked. But here we go again. If CJ Stroud has that type of confidence, I love it.
No, absolutely. I'm not denying what he said. Like, I mean, I'm denying it, yes. But I'm not against what he said. What do you think, Fal?
The only – yeah, go ahead. I want to know. I'm worried about your 4 and 5. That's what I'm worried about. I ain't
putting Jared Goff on there, Keith. Get the fuck out of here, Jared Goff.
Somebody said Jared Goff.
No, Keith. I mean, Jared Goff had a good season.
I mean,
Jared Goff is a quarterback. Jared Goff can flirt with a top 10 right now.
He's top 10. I'm not going to put him at the 5. He's top 10.
I mean, I would have to put Pat, Lamar. You can put.
It's tough, ain't it?
I mean, are we talking about last season, or are we just talking about period?
Well, he said last season, but again, last.
I'm basing that off like
people out the game.
You can't just say after one season. Like I don't get that. I think like based off of last season.
Jalen Hurts had a bad season. Justin Herbert had a bad season.
I mean, I'll put it to you like this: even if he's saying off of last season. Jalen Hurts and Dak wouldn't be on there for me.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think
Dak had a good season statistically.
There's another one too.
Dak always has a good regular season, but when it comes to the playoffs, Dak always poo-poos. And so, to me, I'm always looking at Dak. Okay, you're a regular season quarterback.
I mean, that's Kirk Cousins too.
That is Kirk Cousins as well, no question.
I mean, that is Kirk Cousins. But you don't see Kirk Cousins up there.
No,
but I would take.
He might be in my top 10
Kirk Cousins over Dak.
I would take Kirk Cousins over Dak. To be honest with you,
over Dak, like I would.
Hey, here's another one. Bullets brought it up too. It's like a lot of people shit on Brock Purdy. I mean, I understand. Like he's not.
Hey, I could put Brock. You can have a case for putting Brock up there. Brock had a very good season last year.
Brock might be in my top 7.
I'm taking Purdy.
Purdy is. I'm taking Brock over Dak too. Like I mean,
Purdy. We said Dak is somewhere 8, 9, or 10.
Yeah, I say 9, 10, possibly even out of the 10, and maybe at 11. Like I mean, I'm just and the play. I mean, if you're saying a regular season quarterback, Dak might be in the top 5. There's no question about that. But I'm not. I don't give a fuck about just.
Now, wait a minute, David. Hold on. All quarterbacks are a system.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes would not be Patrick Mahomes. I'm sorry, without Andy Reid.
Because I'm gonna be. No, I ain't gonna go that far.
I'm going that far.
If you look at it, Tua had a pretty damn good season last year too, and ain't nobody brought him up.
No one even brought him up.
Exactly.
People are actually pushing him further out after a great season.
He about to get paid.
he might, and tell you the truth, he's a guy that people don't talk about because you can actually put Tua on the same pedestal as you put Brock Purdy, because people say, "Oh, Brock only looks like that because of the weapons that he had." Well, I mean, Tua had Jalen Waddle, and he had the cheetah.
Tyreek Hill. That's enough. That's enough.
I agree with what you said too. Like I do feel like almost Patrick Mahomes. I understand maybe thinking it over a little bit more. Maybe he's not a systems quarterback now, but we'll just play devil's advocate here. Is Patrick Mahomes still Patrick Mahomes if the Bears drafted him? I don't see it.
I think so let me be very clear, because when we draft, if we had a drafted Patrick Mahomes, John Fox might still have a job.
I don't think so.
That is very true. And that's a good point, because John Fox was shit on so badly in his 2-year tenure that he was with us here. You would have gave him Patrick Mahomes.
Because one thing Fox did, I want to say he went to the Super Bowl. Well, obviously a Peyton Manning who was ailing, but Peyton Manning had like record numbers under Fox, even though they lost. But then
we'll see that in the Turkey Bowl, Dave.
But then that next one, he went to the Super Bowl with, was that Jake Delhomme?
Delhomme, yeah. He went to a Super Bowl with Delhomme.
Like Del Homie, we used to call him.
Del Homie was not even.
I don't know. Pat Mahomes would have been Pat Mahomes even if John Fox was the coach.
Andy Reid was the perfect spot where he could.
But he was Patrick Mahomes at Texas Tech. I remember I used to tell y'all I used to watch.
Yeah, but a lot of that had to be honed in. You know what I'm saying? Like Andy had to teach him a lot of stuff, how to calm himself down, how to home himself in.
I'm not saying he didn't have the perfect teacher. I'm just saying he would have looked eerily similar with good coaching. Now with Nagy
and who I can't even get it out. Who would he been throwing the ball to? Who would he been throwing the ball to?
Well, see, and that's the thing. I don't think that would have had been an issue, because if you look at the just hear me out. If you look at the Mitch Trubisky 12-4 season, I think Patrick takes us all the way. I'm not saying we win. I think he takes us, though.
I mean, we still would have had somebody miss a field goal.
No, we wouldn't even been in position to have no goddamn field goal with Patrick.
We still would have had the coach, though. That would have only put us in position to kick a field goal.
I think Patrick, I don't even think it would have been as close.
Let's not forget that coach took a knee before he kicked the field goal. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trusting that coach to get us in the right position to kick that field goal.
Well, no. What I'm saying is, if Patrick Mahomes is drafted instead of Mitch Trubisky, we don't even have Nagy as a head coach, because I feel that John Fox would have kept the job. I really do. Yeah. Like, John Fox is a good coach, y'all. He's not a bad coach, and he's good. His staff is pretty good with quarterback development over his tenure. But the problem that I have is when you watch Big 12 football, when I was sitting up there and I saw somebody on Facebook, they put up a stat with Patrick Mahomes' stats of his best year and then Caleb's best year in college. They're like, oh, look how much better Caleb is Patrick Mahomes. That's why they call him.
I don't give a flying fuck.
But wait a minute.
Mike.
There's a caveat to that. And I commented and I said, but you all used Patrick Mahomes' junior year.
Okay, hold on.
You didn't take his last year when he threw for 5,000 yards and 41 touchdowns with another 12 rushing. You didn't take that season. You took the season before. And that's more of that propaganda, that spin doctrine, that politics.
Hey, when was Patrick Mahomes drafted again? I know we always dread it.
With Mitch, same year.
What year was that, though?
18, right?
18, okay.
Yeah, look it up.
I am.
Was it? No, I think it was 17.
He played one game.
I think it was 17.
17?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
17.
yeah, it was 17. Yeah, it was 16.
Patrick Mahomes played 1 year. Patrick Mahomes played 2017. He played the very last game of the season, 1 year. The next season, he threw for 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns. Can't make this up, fellas. Cannot make this up. 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns your second year, which really was your rookie year because you only played one game. It was
3, dude. They said Mahomes is 6'3". I don't see that.
6'2", 6'3". He's not a short guy.
Right, so this is what I want to look up, because with Caleb Williams, how they keep making that comparison, and everyone of that stupid bullshit nature that people keep bringing up by saying he didn't have any offensive weapons with him. That USC team that Patrick Mahomes had literally had, just on the offensive side of the ball, 19 five-star recruits. 19, guys. Guess how much Patrick Mahomes had?
2.
1.
And it wasn't even a receiver, was it?
It was not a receiver. It was an offensive lineman.
It was offensive. I knew it.
So we can't compare those, because Caleb Williams had way more weapons than Patrick Mahomes had in college. Patrick Mahomes didn't, and they were similar defensively. They both didn't have that great of a defense either. USC
had a good defense his
sophomore year. But I hate comparisons. I don't hear about college stats anymore, guys.
But at least if you're gonna put the college stats up there, at least tell the truth.
Yeah.
Like, come on, like, y'all.
You can put up the numbers and the yardage and everything of 1 year that Caleb had and 1 year that the worst year that Patrick had, pretty much.
But be honest, because you know what you don't see a lot of in college football. You don't see a lot of 5,000-yard passers.
No, you don't. But I agree with what Dave's saying. He played a lot of backyard football at Texas Tech. But we can say Caleb Williams played a lot of backyard football at USC too.
Patrick Williams, my God.
We don't want to get there.
Patrick Mahomes plays a lot of backyard football now.
He does, and it works. He is the hands down the greatest player in the NFL right now, and he's just working his way to get even higher accolades than that.
Well, hold on what you just said, Keith, because Jordan Addison is good. I don't care what the round is. I'm not talking about what's Jerry Rice, Brandon Rice,
yeah.
Jordan Addison is good. Jordan Addison is a legit number 2, possibly like a 1B. Jordan Addison is good. We're not gonna do that.
Yeah, but let me ask you this, countering on what Keith just said right there. Are you not putting that blame on a quarterback too? If your wide receivers aren't getting drafted, quarterback was throwing the ball to those receivers, guys. Are you not putting any blame on him? Because Patrick Mahomes only had 2 wide receivers that were drafted in his draft class too.
But yes and no, because if you don't have weapons, as opposed to like Tyreek Hill was not a top draft pick. Right?
No, he was not. No.
Antonio Brown was not a top draft pick. Brandon Marshall was not a top draft pick. So you get those guys, right? But Jordan Addison, he was good. He was a problem. Before that, Drake London, coming out of USC, Drake London was a problem.
Yeah.
They had guys. So I can't sit up here and just say,
he did not have a good defense. I'm going to give him that. He did not have but his conference does not have good defenses. Pac-12
has defensive players. I'm sorry. They have defensive pieces.
Pieces, yes. I know what you mean by that.
I've never seen a Pac-12 team top in defense. I just have never seen it.
I'd never even seen them in the conversation.
No, it's either Big Ten, SEC, then then after that, it's either one like crazy Florida State team in the ACC or Clemson, right? Or it's a Big 12 team like Oklahoma when they had T&M. What's the name used to be real good defensively? Texas. Texas used to be real good defensively. Right now, the way that things are scripted and produced, you cannot sit up here and say that Patrick Mahomes played against worse defenses than Caleb Williams. You cannot say that.
No.
Because you'd be lying just to fulfill a narrative for Caleb Williams. You cannot say
a lot of people do, like David Kraplin.
Hey, would love, again, somebody knows somebody, have him come out.
I'd love for him to debate.
Hey, Dave, don't do that. Don't do that, Dave. Dave, don't do that. Come on.
I
don't do it. I'm asking him not to do it. I'm asking.
Ohio State had a great system. They did. They have a great system. But the USC offensive coordinator is in the NFL right now.
He can't do this. He can't do this. That's your neighbor?
That's my neighbor.
Thank you for coming on the show, neighbor. Love you. But I'm going to tell you this. Justin Fields, remember, right after 2019, the 2020 season is Justin Fields is the reason there was even a college season in the Big Ten because he advocated for his players, right? But that 2019 season, you know this well like me. Justin Fields threw 41 touchdowns and 3 picks. He threw he had 3,400 yards or something like that, 3,300 yards.
Like it, yeah.
But J.K. Dobbins was the running back who ran for 2,000. Like, what are we talking about? Like, that system alone, right?
It's great.
And I want to say, didn't Justin have 50 or more total touchdowns that year? It was some stupid record, right?
It was above 50. It was above 50. This guy threw 5 touchdowns with a broken rib in the championship game. 6 touchdowns with a broken rib in the championship game.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, the things that he did in that system. First of all, if I throw 41 touchdowns and run for another 10, 12, whatever it was, and my running back runs for 2,000 yards and whatever touchdowns he get, hey, man, we whooping ass.
Yeah, absolutely, we whooping ass.
What are we talking about?
See, this is
everybody can't do that.
This is where I'm going to go as far as like putting the Caleb on Ohio State's type thing. It was like Caleb wouldn't be. I mean, we're hoping Caleb is going to be elite. Obviously, that's what we all hope. But would Caleb still be the same Caleb Williams if he was with Ohio State? Take out CJ Stroud. How many good quarterbacks came out of Ohio State?
2.
How many good quarterbacks?
Actually 3.
How many good quarterbacks came out of Alabama? How many good quarterbacks came out of like all of these big time, great college schemed offensive teams? It's just they breed losers for the NFL. I hate to say it, but for the most part, they don't.
Okay, now, Dave, you're right. 2 top wide receiver picks were on that team, Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave. But if I'm not mistaken,
they're not doing that great. Olave
they're doing good, but Olave, I want to say, Val, am I not mistaken? Olave was a 4 or 5 star, but Wilson was a 3. He was only a 3 star.
Yes,
I think
3-star recruit.
He didn't have. Now Jackson, he only had for 1 year.
Jackson Njimba,
Jackson Smith and Jimba, and Marvin, but don't Wilson, if I'm not mistaken, and it was Jameson
Williams.
Jameson Williams. But they were like freshmen, like Wilson and them. Mm-hmm. I want to say they were only a 4-star and 3-star. They were not both 5 stars. That's a myth.
They were not. And I mean, they were wide receivers come out of those schools a lot. It's just quarterbacks don't. They just don't. And I hate to say it because I still have faith in Justin. I think he can be a really good quarterback under the right offensive scheme. Under the Steelers' offensive scheme, I think he can be a real good quarterback.
Arthur Smith, look what he did with Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah.
Arthur Smith is no joke.
Like, I mean, I really think he did. But if you like, it's the same with, like, let's say Patrick Mahomes. If Patrick Mahomes was on Alabama, would he still be Patrick Mahomes, people?
No, because they would run the ball.
Exactly. Like, I mean, you're just in the right systems even in college. It doesn't mean it transitions and have success in the NFL.
Here's the other part to that I want to let Dave remind Dave of, right?
He's not returning punts. That was all bullshit brought up by a Bears freaking fan.
That was just cap.
Yes, that was Kraplin for sure. He started that.
Here's the thing. If you are looking at systems, then we're being hypocritical because what we're doing right now is we're hoping that the same system that Shane Waldron produced with DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Jackson Smith and Jimba, Will Dissly, Noah Fant, Kenneth Walker. We're hoping that system
is what we have.
Is brought to Chicago and we get the same success.
To go along with a top 5
touchdowns, right? For Geno, right? Yep. We're hoping that system. So we can't talk about what one could do in a different system when one was doing more of a pro style, just like Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels he ran a pro style offense, whereas Caleb did not. That shotgun shit, y'all, for you all that really know football, Val, you know this. Frank, you know this. Shotgun is not a pro style offense.
It's not.
It's never been. When we were little, shotgun was like, why? Because you can't throw the ball without time. Am I lying?
Or you had a horrible offensive
line. Or you had a horrible
offensive
line.
Yeah, it was one of the two.
You can't do it.
Pass them fries.
Can't do it.
Man, they should good too.
Where'd you go, bro?
McDonald's?
Canes.
Oh, you went to Canes? Oh, you was downtown.
Oh, Canes is some good. Yeah, I've had that before. That's
you was around the corner.
Yeah.
Hey, Dave, I'm going to come back on this one. No, Justin was not because Getsy does not allow people to call audibles. That was his decision. Maybe he did it because of Justin. I don't know. It's a very good question. But Aaron Rodgers actually came out a while back and actually said that he tried pulling that shit on him too. But Aaron Rodgers just does whatever the fuck he wants. That's the only reason why Getsy got a job is because of Aaron Rodgers. He didn't like Aaron Rodgers changing plays too, but Aaron Rodgers did whatever the hell that he wanted.
But again, we're talking about audibles from the quarterback position, recognizing what they got defensively.
It was just
as opposed to saying
all they allowed.
If I'm a coordinator and Frank, you the quarterback, and I say, this is the play. If you see something different, this is the play. I'm giving you your audible. That's the difference in you feeling the audible, because I could give you 2 wrong plays. I can't.
And I mean, Dave, I'm gonna say this too. Like, I'm not denying that Justin struggled reading defenses. He did. He really did struggle reading defenses. But that had nothing to do with him audibling out of plays. Getsy does not allow in his system audibles. You're allowed 1 kill play in Getsy's system. 1. If you don't like that play, you switch it to a different play. All right. Bagent.
The kill play is not like good.
Listen, that first game Tyson Bagent played, guys. That first game. How many times did he audible? A lot. He audibled a lot. He did not audible any at all the rest of the times he started a quarterback because Getsy was not happy about that. He does not like audibles in his system. You run whatever the fuck he wants, which is why he's in Vegas fucking trying to find a quarterback.
Oh, they're going to have a whole – now that's a whole –
Devontae's going to eat his ass apart.
I pray for Antonio Pierce because I don't want the brother to fail.
Oh, I know. But that was a wrong decision.
I don't even know if it was his. I don't.
All right.
Hey, well, check this out. Let's talk about our ladies, the Sky.
They lost today, guys. I just saw I got the update.
Yeah, I know.
They're 3-5, 3-6?
3-6 now, I believe, is what they are. But I mean, they're playing exciting basketball.
No, they 3-5. I think they're 3-5 now.
I thought they went 3-5 after they lost to the freaking Indiana.
No, I think they were 3-3. Then they went 3-4 once they lost to the Fever. Let me just say.
No, they lost the game before the Fever, I thought.
They did lose the one before Fever, too. But they were above 500 before they lost, or before that. So
yeah. Let me just say.
But we need Cardozo back. We need Cardozo back.
Cardozo is back. She was back versus She was back the last game versus Indiana.
Yeah,
but that was her first game back.
She was in. She ain't South Carolina.
No, she's not the Cardozo yet. We need it. She needs to get
that back. That 6'7" beast. We need that back.
Give her some time.
Let me just say, this controversial stuff is great because it's bringing back a rivalry.
No, agreed.
And I'm going to admit, this shit is actually, this women's basketball actually looks better than the fucking NBA.
Not denying that either.
Because these women are playing physical. They're playing with more emotion. And this actually seems like there's like that old 90s style rivalry. Like this Chicago Sky and Fever shit can be like a rivalry. And I love that shit. I miss that about the NBA. The NBA is now everybody wants to be fucking friends and shit. I don't want to. I'm tired of seeing that.
The backward hat's coming on right now because you just broke down a little bit on that one.
Yeah.
Are we blaming that? Are we blaming that on this little bitch? Are we blaming that on this little bitch in LA who came into the league and just made friends with everybody instead of actual rivalries? Because I think that's a huge part of it.
I mean, I love it because to tell you the truth, when June 16th hits, that Sky and Fever game is going to be must-see TV. It is going to definitely be must-see TV.
It will be. It'll be aired for sure.
Yeah. And trust me, the networks are playing this up. ESPN are playing this up. And yes,
this is
unfortunately, Grace.
That was a good one. I like that.
Somebody said women are stronger than men.
Hey, Dave. Golf clap, Dave. Golf clap.
That was a good one with you. I like that.
And then, unfortunately, race does have a part to play in this.
Oh, yes.
You know, people can try to play it all they want, sit up there and say that racism doesn't exist in America. It's very much alive. It's never went nowhere. It's very much alive, and racism does have a lot to play. There is some jealousy. I know a lot of people saw the interview that what's the girl named Clark and Reese had, and where they were sitting up there talking about the incident that happened the other day.
Oh, that was Reese and
Carter. I'm sorry, Carter and Reese had. You know, talking about that.
She's from Texas A&M. They drafted her like last year, right?
I believe that was Cardozo.
Nah, she's been around for a couple years.
Okay.
She has not had from what I've read, she's been on multiple teams, never was able to really find a lot of success.
Yeah.
And she's kind of came in as a little bit more of that enforcer style roles.
There's
nothing wrong with that. I mean, but
I like it.
This is the thing. I never am the one, because we always talk about this too when it comes down to basketball. I love rivalries. I don't want people to like people when they're going up against like other teams. Like that makes it more entertaining when it's right, because that's what it was about college. I don't know about you guys. I watched more women's college basketball in the March Madness last year than I did the men's. And that is because of people like Clark and Reese and Cardozo and those rivalries of those jawing back and forth. I enjoyed that stuff. Made the game fun.
I'll say this. Being as somebody, because I want to say, let me see. How do you go up? Because somebody asked, did you watch the WNBA? I think that was David, right?
I think he asked if we ever been to a WNBA game. Which I have never been. I'm not going to lie.
I've been to two. I
have never been, and I saw how much they jacked up prices of it this year too. So it's sad to say I might not go again, because it cost more than a freaking Bulls game. I was just like, are you shitting me?
When the Chicago Sky first came into the league, I was friends with Stacey Dales Schumann at the time, but now just Stacey Dales when she played for the Sky from Oklahoma. This is when the games were at UIC Pavilion. They weren't even at Rosemont yet. Damn sure wasn't at Wintrust. Wintrust didn't exist. But I can go back, David. I can go back all the way to watching Tisha Pinachero and Teresa Witherspoon and Lisa Leslie and Rebecca Lobo and Swoops and Coop and Tina Thompson. Like, I can go back to then, Lakeisha Byers. Like, I can go back to them days watching the WNBA.
The Bulls are still a top 3 attendance in the NBA, man. So I can't say who wants to watch them.
This is the first time in recent years that this product that the WNBA is putting out this year has even came close to resembling of the past.
Great.
Even close. We talking about WNBA been around 20-something years now, fellas.
It's been a while.
Since 97.
97. This ain't nothing new. Going on 30. 27 years, my math is right. We not looking at it, but what I'm looking at is the paradigm shift, because you know what? The one thing the NBA is missing is the exact thing that the WNBA provides.
Is what they're getting.
Rivalries now, toughness. You can relate player to player now. And I'm talking to my brothers on the panel right now. Yeah. Hell, I'm gonna speak for all of us. We may have an affinity for a team, but damn, we like individual players more than we like a damn team nowadays.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. And this is one thing I wanted to bring up too when you brought this up. Like, I feel the NBA, in my opinion, right now is taking a turn to getting more into the rivalries type with the Anthony Edwards and the Luka jawing back and forth. Like, anybody, when you're not playing against LeBron James, seems like the rivalries are coming back. All right, I am so sick and tired of this. It's like, oh, I'm going to beat my best friend. Shake hands afterwards. Everybody hug each other out. I don't want that shit. Like, I love when Luka was jawing back and forth with Gobert after he made that 3-point shot because Gobert was in his face a few plays before that. I love that stuff. I'm
watching YouTube, right? The verbiage that came out of Luka's mouth, you'd have been like, oh, this is not for kids.
Doesn't matter, Bullets. They still have it.
I'm looking at, what did Bullets just say?
He's still jawing about the Bulls. Nobody wants to watch them, but they're still top 3 in attendance in the NBA since '98. So can't say that nobody watches them. It's just you're not wrong about finding the next 23. And I'm not talking about the other little bitch 23 that everyone talks about who had to try to take his number.
Bullets is my brother. Love Bullets to death. You're right. We are still waiting for that man 23.
Yeah, he's not wrong on that one.
And he ain't coming no time soon as long as we got in office.
It's still Chicago sports. We support our Chicago teams. We don't run away from them like other cities do.
The problem is, yes, I see the purple and gold hearts.
Lakers are up there with you as well. And I'm a Lakers fan, but not anymore.
You know I was a Lakers fan, but I will not be. I will renounce my fandom as long as the queen is there.
I am right there with you. I call her more of a princess than I do a queen.
Hey, Cubs, same thing. Until we stand up, and let me give Cubs fans some credit again. The Cubs fans stood up, and I want to say, Frank, fact check me. Was that 2016?
No, I know that was. What was that?
When they won the championship.
That was right when Ricketts took over. When Ricketts was trying
the year before.
Yeah. When Ricketts was trying to make all those different things happen with Wrigley Field, get rid of the tradition and everything. It was like, you're not doing that shit if you keep giving us a losing franchise.
Correct.
And they stood up and they did, and it worked.
Correct. The fans stood up and said, you know what? There was a rock band by the name of Twisted Sister. We're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it. And you know what? Cubs fans stood up and they said, you know what? We're not buying these rooftop seats and you putting up, damn it, canopies and all that. We're not selling out your stadium anymore. Give us Theo, give us hope. Ricketts listened to the fans.
Yep.
Should have probably won 2 out of the 3 that we appeared in.
Yeah. I just wish the Sox and the Bulls can do that with Reinsdorf right now to get that son of a bitch to sell the fucking team.
We're not.
Otherwise, we're not going.
But we're not even going to get into that. But we're not.
Nah, we're not gonna get in there.
You're not gonna get in there.
Like I sat up there, I looked at that press conference. Angel Reese hit on some good things, and then she still went back to the me thing.
Hold on.
Yeah, there was a lot of
She
them.
went from victim to martyr, trending back to victim.
Yes.
Like
that's what I saw.
I agree with some of the stuff she was saying, because I know that there are a lot of the WNBA players who feel like, you know, the media, which is doing a lot of this, is making this about Caitlin Clark. Even though she is a big part of why the WNBA is getting more love now and people are tuning in. Yes, she is a big part of it.
But I still think Angel Reese is part of that too.
Oh yeah, she is. She's a part of it. Matter of fact, this draft class is a very heralded draft class that they have, which is a big part. But one thing that someone alluded to today that I saw was that there are other storylines that's in the WNBA that's happening as well. Like, prime example, did people know that Diana Taurasi and Skylar Diggins are playing against each other today, and that there was a big ass argument, damn near fight, that happened between Skylar Diggins and Diana Taurasi last year on the bench during a timeout?
Yes.
You know, and because Skylar Diggins, you know, when she was pregnant,
when she came back off her pregnancy, right?
Yeah, when she came off her pregnancy, you know what I'm saying? And there was a lot of animosity against those two against each other. You know, that was a big time storyline, but people wouldn't know that because the network, ESPN, see, these are the types of stories that they need to be pushing. So to get the people involved, when you put this type of narrative out there, that gets people fired up where people wants to sit up and see it. Because honestly, that's why people tune into the news. People love drama.
It sells.
Drama sells. So these are the type of narratives that they need. Like this whole WNBA shit. The reason why this Caitlin Clark shit is going is because, she's getting hit. Are people targeting her? Don't get me wrong. I like Caitlin Clark. She's a beast. Is she getting targeted? No, she's not getting targeted. Does she flop?
I'm gonna come back with you on that one too. That one versus the Sky was a target.
No. Other than
the rest, I don't. Whatever.
Hold on. First of all, like one thing that they didn't do. And like the lady said, like Carter said, they did not one time did they go back and see about the previous time when they were down on the court. That's the reason why she came back.
I saw that. I watched.
They didn't. That's why she hit her.
Yes,
that's why she hit. And tell you the truth, and to be honest with you, if you go and look at it, she didn't hit her hard.
It was right.
Caitlin Clark did a little acting on that. She did some acting on it to make it look a little harder than what it was.
Absolutely.
She did some acting on it, just like she tried to act on Angel Reese when her Angel Reese got tied up, and then Angel sat up there and got off her. She flew all over like get your little fake ass out of here.
I'm not denying that. There were some flops that she did, but that one was a blind side elbow right to the ribs. That hurt.
That didn't hurt. She didn't hit her in the ribs. She hit checked her.
That was a hockey check.
It wasn't. No, Frank. Come on, Frank.
All the other ones, I agree with you. Like
Frank. First of all, Frank.
That one was dirty.
Frank. First of all, Frank. Go watch it again. Go watch it again.
I just did actually when you were talking about
it. Go watch it again. She went down like LeBron James did when he looked like somebody shot his ass, like he got sniped and shit. Okay.
Yes.
He got hit. True enough. And I'm not condoning. I'm not saying that she should have done it. She should not have done it. It was a dirty play. It wasn't a cool play.
I'm not saying she didn't act.
It wasn't as egregious. It wasn't as bad as Caitlin made it look. She flopped on it. She made it look worse than what it was. It wasn't a hit check so bad where it would have made her ass fly into the fucking cameraman or something. She played a little part.
It was nowhere near a hockey playoff hit. So we're
fuck no, nowhere near it. You know, she gave her a little check. She said her words to her. Caitlin embellished it a little bit and made it look worse than what the fuck it really was.
Yeah, I'm not denying that.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
But people was still a blindside shot to the ribs. I still saw it.
It wasn't even to the. It wasn't to the ribs. It wasn't to the ribs.
And Dave makes a very good point right there. You can't flop if you don't see it coming.
Yes, first of all, what the fuck is Dave talking about? You can't flop.
You don't see it coming.
You can fucking flop, Dave. If I sit up there and push you can act a little extra on it, Dave. Yes, exactly, Dave. You can fucking act a little extra. Like somebody pushes you, you be like, oh God. What the fuck, Dave?
All I know is
come on, get the fuck out of here.
Here's my thing, right?
The fight would break out at the YMCA. I'd be worried about some other shit coming out at the YMCA if that was the case.
We looking at that, right?
The Queen is killed the NBA. Not
more interested in looking at what's up with Kelsey Plum and Darren Waller. I would be more interested in what's going on with Asia Wilson averaging like 25 and 12, like killing the league. That's more inviting and appetizing than that little hip check. Like that was not, dude. We do that at the Park District.
Well, yeah, you're not wrong there.
Nobody.
I do that to my kid when I'm just playing with him.
Oh, look what Brandon Morgan just said. Hey, my boy B. There was 4 incidents that Caitlin got away with that led to the shoulder check she gave. I remember when Kennedy, I want to say it was like the
I remember seeing the mouthing. I don't remember seeing any real incidents.
Well, hey, I remember watching a lot of those playoff tournament games. Caitlin is not clean. Caitlin's a little dirty.
She's feisty. She's a little feisty. I'm not denying that either. She gets off a little bit of dirty shots.
Oh, yeah, she's feisty. I mean, and there's nothing wrong with that.
I want that for the NBA, let alone the WNBA. I want that.
Look, I love the fact that she's feisty. I love that she's feisty. That's great.
That's a problem, but if you can give it, don't be afraid to take it.
But I mean, correct me if I'm this though, and I could be wrong on this. I never heard Caitlin Clark come out and say any shit about it being dirty or anything like. I think the coach came out and said it.
Nah, she came out and said. She came out and said that she don't think that it was a basketball play.
Okay. She said, "I'm the richest player. I'm the NIL leader." All this. She came out and took it totally another direction.
So she sounded like
I don't know if she said that, but I did hear her sit up there and say that she didn't think that it was a basketball play. She did say that she didn't think that was a basketball play.
She absolutely said she didn't think.
But I put it to you like this: Caitlin Clark is a very good player. This league is a lot different than what it was in college.
Oh, no question.
You're not gonna get pampered. These are grown, like they said, these are grown ass women up in here. You know, you might have to hit the weight room a little bit. First of all, quit flopping every time you get hit. Quit trying to look for foul. Quit doing the James Harden, okay?
She might
quit
be
when you going to the hole, flail and all of. You're not gonna get that shit called. You haven't earned that yet. You're a rookie. Okay, so stop doing a lot of that stuff. All right. Another thing, quit bitching every time you feel that you're getting a call. Your own father told you to shut the fuck up and play.
He sure did. He
told you shut up and play. So quit bitching at the refs because you already got 3 fucking technicals.
Your respect is just play through it.
Yeah, sometimes you got to play through the shit.
Yep. Everybody knew she was going to get bullied coming into the WNBA. Everybody knew it was going to happen.
You know, and the thing is that, and I hate to say it, the media and ESPN, they're not doing her any favors because she's not asking for all this spotlight to be on her, but they throwing it on her, which is making her a target, which is making a lot of players not like her. And then I honestly want to know what's going on with her and her teammates, because her teammates
ain't getting along,
ain't backing her up. Like, nobody's jumping up in nobody's face. Like that's like if one of you guys get hit check and I sit up there and see that shit, I'm going jumping up in Carter's face. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Her teammate did nothing. You could have at least went in there and just gave her a shove.
They
don't, like, I'm sticking up for my teammate.
I'm trying to tell y'all, they don't rock with her like that.
I wonder, and do they?
They don't.
And I don't know.
I don't know.
If
and if somebody knocked me down, I know you coming to my aid just like I'm coming to your aid.
I'm doing the same thing for you, Foul and JB too. It doesn't matter. Like, and I mean, I'm not saying that's on Caitlin Clark. I think that's mainly what the media has portrayed it to be. Like, a lot of people aren't really paying attention to the other players, giving her all the credit, and her teammates are feeling it too. I ain't questioning that. But I mean, shit. I don't fucking care if I hated my fucking teammate. I don't care if it was a Draymond Green fucking pool punching me in the fucking face in practice. That next game, if that same guy hits the ground after a hit from behind like that, I'm at least giving him a shove, saying, get the fuck away from my teammate.
Yeah, and I need Angel just to, she said some points, but then she said some things where it's like it comes off as jealousy.
Agreed.
Because you're mentioning Caitlin too much.
Mm-hmm.
Don't mention her.
Just play your game.
Just play your game.
I love Angel Reese's game. I love her game.
Play your game. Quit mentioning her and quit saying about you. Like, oh, I did this too. Like, I'm a big part of this. Like,
she wants recognition.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, don't worry about that. Because like someone sit up there and says, it takes you will always tell someone when you're good. Everybody else will tell you when you're great. Walter Payton said that.
Yes.
You don't have to sit up there and tell people that. They will know that. We don't need you to sit up there and say that. We know you're big. We know your rivalry with her came over into the WNBA.
That's great.
That's great. But you don't have to sit up there and you don't have to tell us that, oh, you're a big reason why the WNBA is getting all this notoriety and all this stuff. It's not just her. Because you come off as sounding jealous, and you're feeding into what it is that they want you to feed.
Not just
but
jealousy.
It's also smart too, because
hold on,
it's bringing in these motherfuckers as well.
Now wait a minute, the envy, right? We talk about the 7 deadly sins. The envy, right? Is Angel Reese not embracing the Joker role, whereas Caitlin is Batman? For every superhero has to have a villain, right?
Well, she says she embracing it.
There's nothing wrong with that. Like, I don't mind. I mean, we want, like how we're saying, rivalries. But I mean, the only thing I don't want, and I'm agreeing what Foul is saying when it comes on to Angel Reese, does it remind you of anybody?
No. Angel does not remind me of that. No.
No, I'm not saying that in general. I'm saying that person who always has to be me. LeBron always does that too.
I think the only reason Angel actually said that is because the spotlight, first of all, and I'll be the first to say this. No, I'll be the first to say this publicly. That game being at 11 o'clock was bullshit.
Yeah, it was. I thought it was coming on at 12.
Look, that should have been a primetime game, right? It should have. But I will give a little credence to Angel Reese on this point and this point only. When you're bringing a brand to a league, remember, those people that came before you, they didn't have all them NIL deals and all that. It's a different game now. So now I can't compete with you with your money because Caitlin Clark, you know what? You're already rich. But you know what I can't compete? I can compete with your game.
Yeah. Attack the game.
Be
physical.
And that's what I think is happening. Attack the game, because the money, first of all, people that ain't never watched the WNBA are watching now, and that's a great thing. And it's because of the rivalry. It's because of them too. It's because of her doing this.
Well, I'll put it to you like this. If she's going to talk that, you better start bagging it up too. That means you're going to have to start putting up some numbers as far as individually, and the team has to start winning. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with being the bad person, but see, she did this before. She did this when she said this in college. And then I came on this very show,
You're right,
and I sit up there and I said that you can't embrace being the villain, and then when they get on your ass, what happens to a villain is when a villain loses, now you want to cry wolf. You want to say, woe is me. That's when you lost. And then instead of giving the other team their credit for winning, you went into a mode where you start talking about how you were receiving death threats, and which is always wrong, which is not cool. How you hadn't been happy since you won a championship last year, and how you were being sexualized, which was your fault because of things that you put on social media and outfits and shit like that you wear. Things
you
that
see what she shows up to in her games too, man. Like, I mean, it's very hard to not.
But what I'm sitting up there saying is that's on you, and that's part of what if you're calling yourself the villain and willing to take on the villain role, that is part of being the villain. You have to take on that as well. No excuses. So if you just like you lost the other day to her, and you didn't come to the post-game interview, and they fined you for it. So now that looks bad once again. You can't keep doing it, because at the end, you come off looking as a fucking sore loser.
Mm-hmm.
You got to take your lumps and your bumps. If you're going to have so much pleasure and waving and doing all this in front of the camera when you win, then take your lumps and bumps when you fucking lose. It's just that simple.
Hey, you saw, and I hate to be going back to the NBA, but Anthony Edwards, after he lost, after doing all that shit after he lost, he was the first one shaking everybody's hand, being like, hey, damn, dude, they were the better team. Like, I mean, they beat us.
And
like, that's what you're supposed to do.
That's what you hope politically correct, right?
Correct.
But with her, and if y'all don't feel me on this, I'll take it. If you're going to embrace the villain role fully, you cannot play victim.
Agreed. I agree.
Because they don't coincide. You can't play victim when you're the biggest, baddest Broad Street bully on the block. You cannot play victim at that point.
Villains don't play victims. Villains take victims.
There you go. Say that again. You cannot do that, because when you won, you was grandstanding, you was gloating, you was on the camera, you was this, you was this. Now you are sexualized and racial tension. No.
Angel Reese got ejected from the game too, guys. I just got that update.
First
ejection. Take the villain role. Just take it.
We can't make that up.
Dennis Rodman got ejected.
They ain't say what she get ejected for.
I didn't see the first tech, but they got a second tech because she was complaining to the refs. She was screaming at the refs.
Huh?
Am I surprised? No.
I'm pretty sure they'll show that tonight.
That's going to be front page news. But my point again is, if you're going to play the Draymond Green role, embrace that role. Do it with fidelity. Don't pussyfoot around and be like, oh, I'm a girl, I'm a victim. No. Just do it and do it right. Stop giving me compliance. Give me commitment.
Agreed. That's what Chicago wants.
That's what we want.
That's what Chicago loves. We don't mind you if you want to play the villain
like
role.
Isaiah Thomas. I can give you that commission because you know what? Isaiah Thomas was loving Chicago until Mike took it over.
And Mike
took it over.
Mike took it over by earning it.
If you stay with me and all this other shit, hey, you know what? Guess what he did? He took over Chicago. Guess what
he just took it away from Isaiah. He didn't cry or pout at the podiums about it.
And I'm an Isaiah fan. He's the second best point guard of my ever seeing.
Magic won,
Isaiah 2.
I can agree with that.
But you know what he didn't do? He didn't keep his crib. He didn't keep the hometown.
Mm-hmm.
He let a young man that was born in Brooklyn, New York, grew up in North Carolina, come and take that spot. Then you complain. You didn't fight about it. You complained.
Yeah, you ran away. You didn't fight. You ran.
Let it go.
Yeah. All right. That's
Angel Reese need to let it go. Embrace what you're doing. You one of the only rookies in history that's averaged 10 points every game.
He said, "Y'all about to make me cuss."
Before you
Jeanette,
cuss, we want to get into some shout outs. We're getting to that time right
now.
Well,
if Jeanette wants to
unless
cuss,
Jeanette wants to come cuss a little bit,
let her come on and cuss.
Foul mouth Jay. We want to get a foul mouth Jay up in here.
That's what we on right now.
Well, go ahead. Let's get to some shout outs. If she decided to cuss, we can talk about that.
Who wants? I guess I'll start it. Why not? Right?
Yeah.
Shout out to you guys. I'll always enjoy coming on Tuesday nights with you guys. Foul, happy you're able to get on with us, man. It's never the same when you're not on. With you being in Cincinnati, Cleveland, or wherever the hell that you are right now in your Aldi's network where you couldn't join us today.
Who wants to go to Cleveland? You know, like, what is there to do to Cleveland?
That's what
I've never heard anybody say they want to go to Cleveland.
That's what Angel Reese should be saying. Who wants to go to Indiana? I mean, to fucking Indiana. Other than that, hey, I mean, give a shout out to Blackhawks. Got their first round draft pick coming up this end of this month, so we'll see where they're going to be going with it. It does look like they're going to be taking that Russian kid, so we'll see what
you told us about.
Yeah, but I mean, it's I mean, dominant player, no question about it. But the question is he's Russian, man, and I hate to be that guy.
Is that a bad thing?
Well, there's been the last two. Well, let's just say this: the last Russian drafted in the top 3, and it's sad saying this, but Russia did not want to let him go. Russia basically told him, "You cannot go play in the NHL." This was right when all the commotion and everything was starting, and he said, "Well, I'm going. It's my dream." So he goes into the NHL. He gets drafted. 10 days later, his dad has a accidental suicide, drowning in a lake a few miles away from his house that he's never been around the lake. So a lot of people are questioning, just like, did Russia just fucking like? And that's some scary shit, man. Some scary shit. So it's always
real time.
This is real. Yes, this is real. This happened to him. His dad supposedly had an accidental suicide 10 days after he was drafted into the NHL. So it's scary stuff right now for anybody to try to draft a Russian kid because you just don't know how it's going to pan out. Hopefully it works out great. Other than that, hey, I'm still giving a shout out Cardosa, Angel Reese, man. I still love your guys' game, man. That backcourt, once you guys start getting gelling and we can find a little bit
front court.
Sorry. Once we can find a little bit more backcourt, help out our front court. I mean, that team's going to be something special in the years to come. Bulls, you suck. I mean, I have nothing positive to say about you. I'm going to give Lonzo a little bit of love, man. I hope you are back and somewhat to the same person that you are, but I highly doubt it because you haven't played for 3 years. You just took $98 million of our money and you haven't played in 3 years. Thank you for that. But you come back in a contract year, you asshole. Other than that, hey, yeah, I got nothing else. Shout out to the chat, but JB, you'll jump into that one. Let's get it going with Bear season, man. I can't wait until I don't care about training camp either. I just want everyone healthy. Let's just get to that.
Well, camp mini camp start
in a couple weeks, I think.
No, because we have to start earlier because we have the Hall of Fame game. Remember?
Oh, that is true.
Yeah, we have to start a little bit earlier than everybody else, but hopefully we all can get together and run down Suburban A and catch a practice.
Swear to God, it's like my phone listens to me. I just got an update on Lonzo Ball right after I fucking said that.
Go ahead.
Like, seriously, Lonzo Ball defends Angel Reese after her ejection, so I can't wait to see what the real ejection was about. Why the fuck do we care about Lonzo Ball right now? So just freaking get healthy and play basketball.
Hey, Fowler, where he live at? Lacuna Lofts? What's he doing? Like,
all right, hit it with the next one. Hit it, JB.
I'm gonna go next. Crooked Commiss, he was our guy in the background, producing on the 1s and 2s. Appreciate that. 2 Appreciate that. 3 Appreciate that. 4 Appreciate that. 5 Appreciate that. 6 Appreciate that. 7 Appreciate that. 8 Appreciate that. 9 Appreciate that. 10 Appreciate that. 11 Appreciate that. 12 Appreciate that. 13 Appreciate that. 14 Appreciate that. 15 Appreciate that. 16 Appreciate that. 17 Appreciate that. 18 Appreciate that. 19 Appreciate that. 20 Appreciate that. 21 Appreciate that. 22 Appreciate that. 23 Appreciate that. 24 Appreciate that. 25 Appreciate that. 26 Appreciate that. 27 Appreciate that. 28 Appreciate that. 29 Appreciate that. 30 Appreciate that. 31 Appreciate that. 32 Appreciate that. 33 Appreciate that. 34 Appreciate that. 35 Appreciate that. 36 Appreciate that. 37 Ap Thank you for chiming in. Scott Hopkins. T. Nick did chime in from Cincinnati. He probably over there with Keith kicking it and making it happen. Keith Rucker, since he's in Cincinnati. Hey, Keith Sperry. Keith Sperry is one of our P1s. Keith, I've been trying to get you on the show, bro. You gotta get the link and get on. Keith has a lot of insight, a lot of knowledge. Me and Keith talk on offline a ton. I love Keith. I need him on the show. He's a good dude. My brother, Sidney Holmes, he reached out. Lorenzo Clemens reached out. Thank you. Scott Hopkins. Hey, Easy came on for a hot second. Easy didn't even talk tonight. I wonder what's going on with that. Daniel Kaline came in. Debbie Tuttle. Is Debbie new, y'all?
That sounds like a new name to me.
818, Debbie Tuttle came in. We appreciate you, Debbie. And we appreciate Keith and Daniel for going over to YouTube. They literally left Facebook in mid-conversation.
Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate that more than you know. Hey, shout out to my man Samuel Williams. Came in, Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Went to Morgan Park, one of the great offensive linemen in Chicago public high school history. At quarterback, he my first pick. He my left tackle. Love that man. Jeanette Johnson. Jeanette was on fire again. Thank you. David Augustine. Hey, Frank, we got to get Dave on. We got to get him a link. Dave was on fire. Dave was talking cash shit. But he had no.
Yeah, he gets that fire. Love it.
He had that fire. He was on it. And that's why I rock with him.
He's the good neighbor, not the one who screams and yells at me 24/7 and throws chicken bones in my backyard.
Well, time out. First of all, dogs should not eat chicken bones.
I know, that's the point. And my other neighbor is a mean old man who literally yelled at one of my good friends today when I was at work today, when his kid had a soccer ball hit his yard in his grass, and he came out screaming at him.
Like over the fence?
No, it wasn't even over a fence. It was a front yard.
Oh, what?
He was right in his front yard.
Hey, what's wrong with dude?
He's just an old man who has a 40-year-old weird son who lives at home with him still too. It's just
hey, Frank, don't be so hard on him. He only got a couple more good years left in him anyway,
I've been saying that for 7 years. The guy literally from dusk till dawn smokes both cigarettes and pot constantly, drinks from dusk till dawn constantly. 99% of the time he comes out there and yells at us. He's completely shit-faced. He pissed on my house, which is the reason why I had to install cameras. Couldn't get enough proof to tell the police department that it was him, even though I could clearly tell it was him. The guy is just an absolute loser.
You're all a bunch of fucking assholes.
That's kind of him. That is kind of him. Like, he'll just sit out in his yard and with binoculars and just watch my kids play.
Do we have the bear claw?
Hey, when I go on vacation, send me the invite. I'm coming to your house.
Do we have the bear claw up yet?
That's a good one. We have not gotten that up yet.
I am not
doing. No, we don't got that yet. Ace and I are still trying to get that together.
No. Hey, Commish, I'm not doing it. No. Hey, I didn't do Club Dub.
You do look like
we are gonna make sacrifices for the team.
I didn't do Club Dub. I'm not doing no.
That's why you do. You do now. You didn't do the last one. You gotta do this one. Like, you're on deck.
I'm
not doing it. I'm just making fun of it.
I'm not doing it.
Motherfucker, it was your idea. Hell no, you doing this shit. You're the Roma Dunce, motherfucker. You playing Rome's part.
No. Hey, Caleb, figure
you
something
are the big bear, aren't you?
You gonna do this. No, I don't need the early kick for Boomerang.
Mark, I'm gonna watch it right now again.
Mark, not only that.
All right, back to your shout outs. Keep going.
Hey,
track there.
Hatch came back in.
Yeah, I saw that.
So Hatch been on it, right? I appreciate Hatch.
I saw that.
And everything else is pretty much the same. Oh, my man Brandon Morgan, Leo High School, one of the great officers. he was one of my offensive linemen. As long as he was in front of me, center, guard, right or left, I was safe. Up the middle, love that guy. And that's about it. So I'm also going to round this out by saying shout out to Bullets, my brother from another, because Bullets from start to finish has been on. I know he's at work. Can't wait to either get you back to Chicago or please find a way to get me to L.A. I need to get to L.A. Like, this is some bull. And, of course, SB, and if we got one person, and I mean one person watching, you know it's the podcast mom. And it's my birthday, and she's been very, very gracious and just phenomenal all day. Shout out to Miss Sandra Bonham Holmes. That's all I got.
That's it.
Oh, you showing up late.
Oh, Tucson just came in.
What's up, buddy?
Two just came in.
Tucson.
Thanks for jumping on.
Well, I want to give a shout out, first of all, to you two brothers, Frank the Tank, JB. Shout out to our producer in the back. He came in for a quick second, the Crooked Commish. Shout out to T. Nick, who's in Cincinnati somewhere doing God knows what, I guess, work.
Right.
He either at work or putting in work. I don't know what the fuck he's doing there. Guess no one caught that. Guess that wasn't a knee slapper. Anyway, shout out to the kiddies.
Wait, I was the only one that was supposed to catch that, right?
I understand. You've done it before. I've caught it.
Shout out to the kiddies. Shout out to our sponsors. In the Zone, Moore's Beer, Hugh, Visions, and also
right on cue. Right on cue.
Yeah, gotta have that vision, baby.
Hey,
That's
Vision
one thing
can
you
be
gotta.
a little bit of the Barrett's claw too. It's like
I know, right? Oh shit, that shit gonna be zesty than a motherfucker when we put that shit.
Doing that. We not.
Hey, I'm not doing it. I just want to put it on it because that's every time I see them do it, that's what it reminds me of. So with the
me and you, we are not doing it.
I'm not doing that shit.
Not doing it.
Look here.
Caleb Williams' face on
No.
Right, exactly. Right, like Bruce Campbell from what the fuck was that?
The Evil Dead.
Yeah, the Evil Dead. Yeah, I'm not going there. God damn, I forgot our other sponsor shit. They'll come back to me soon.
Hugh.
He said Hugh.
No, I said Hugh, but it's the other one. It's Israel Donald's Signature. That's what it is. Signature, yes. Shout out to Signature over there on 13th and Wabash. Make sure you check it out. Remember, people, to like and subscribe to the Chicago Clubhouse podcast. We do this every Tuesday. Shout out to the Chicago Clubhouse Network. All the shows that's on there. You got Plunk. You got Bull Split. You got She Said What She Said. Damn it. I just put the damn it on there because I like to cuss.
That was a cuss.
Yeah. Easy Does It. We're going to talk about Easy, guys, after the show. I got something to talk about with his ass. He's a Caleb Tramp stamper, so we'll talk about that later after the show.
Already drawn out the tattoo on his back.
Man, shit, I think he got it over his heart now. Outside of that, shout out to my fiance, soon to be wife, and my baby boy Ricky that's resting in her stomach.
Oh, you named after your dad?
Yeah, named him after my dad.
Hey, love, no, because I know. Like,
yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, named him after my pop. So
hey, that's what's up, bro.
Yeah.
Also, Monday night
fantasy football.
Oh yes, and Monday night also on the Chicago Clubhouse Network. Fantasy football, hosted by our boy that you just seen him right there, the Crooked Commish. Fantasy football. That's damn sure gonna kick in, especially when the football season kicks in. Shout out to the Chicago Bears, Sky, Bulls, Blackhawks, Sox, and them whack ass Cubs, baby.
This has been a Chicago Clubhouse Network production.
You got to decide whether you're a wolf or a sheep.
Canada.
You're still here. It's over. Go home.
Don't cry for me, Argentina. Good night, Argentina. Good night, Argentina. Oh, shit.